Hey everyone, Paul Gale Network here, and welcome to PGN Live. It is September 5th, 2025, and here's to this being a fun stream today. This is a little bit earlier than our intended normal time of 3 p.m. Pacific, but I ran a poll this morning, and the results showed that people were interested in having a second stream for today. And then I ran another poll, and people in that one said, yeah, we wouldn't mind having a workout stream, or at least a portion of the video game stream having an exercise component to it, because that would be pretty great value. So I'm going to give a moment for people to show up, and then we'll get in a little bit of an exercise session down. That will be kind of fun. See how you like it. See what we do. How does it make you feel? And then get into gaming talk and stuff like that. So I'm just moving around some things here. If you're typing, don't worry. I will see your comments soon. I'm just preparing some things on this end. I see people hopping in, which is great. Thank you for being here. Yesterday was our Hollow Knight Silk Song focused live stream, which was fun. Could we end up giving away the game today? Maybe. The normal rule still applies. $10 eShop card is always available. It's always on the line to be given out. Multiple copies potentially. But we'll see. Published is here. What's up, Mr. Gale? What's up, Published? How are you doing? First person in the chat. You've got the crown. You've got the #1 spot. Good to see you. So unless if you Published and everyone else who shows up to this live stream votes differently while here than those who voted in this morning's poll, we will go for a little bit of a workout to see what you all think. Follow along with. Get in a little bit of exercise in your day, you know? Something small, something light. But maybe it will be well received. So that's kind of the plan. Otherwise, it will just be video game discussion, and nothing wrong with that. That's what we usually do. But we have an opportunity to do something a bit different, you know? I'm glad you're doing well, though, and you're welcome. Good, good. Let's see. Have you been playing anything lately, Published? Anything fun on your end? Did you pick up Hollow Knight Silk Song? Alchemy is here. Welcome. Published, you're playing Donkey Kong Bonanza. Nice. Excellent game. Great choice there. Didn't pick up Hollow Knight as you're waiting for physical. That's right. Alchemy, you bought it yesterday. Nice. Darren Nye. Hello there. Welcome to the stream. We've got several people watching. If we do the workout, we'll wait for some more people to show up. It's an unexpected stream because, it goes against the Friday norm of that 3 p.m. slot. So this could end up being a little short. Maybe we won't get in the exercise session and we'll save that for that 3 p.m. normal stream. We'll see. But for now, we're here. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about today, actually I could get to that right now, is the Street Fighter movie and the casting. We knew some of this information before of like who was cast as who, but now we have the full details. And yeah, this is the right page to scroll through. Tsukino Ame, hi there. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we'll go over this in a bit. I'm just scrolling by. Have any of you seen this Street Fighter stuff yet or not? Is this the first time? We'll get to it too. Don't worry. It's definitely an interesting cast. There are a good amount of familiar names. And then some people that I don't recognize necessarily. Yes, Dank Meme Center X, that's the one. We're going to go over the full list. The movie comes out October 16th, 2026. That's 13 months from now. I hope it's good. I really hope it's good. Street Fighter deserves to be a great film. It's such a good game. There's so much story that you could do. I remember after the Legends of Chun-Li movie, they kind of hinted at the end about this world warrior that, they would like to introduce Chun-Li to, named Ryu. Although I think they might have said Ryu in the movie. And it definitely could have been a thing, Street Fighter Legends Ryu, Street Fighter Legends Sagat, that kind of thing. But that was the last official live action product we got in 2009 with Kristen Crook and Neil McDonough as Chun-Li and M. Bison, respectively. And I liked the movie. I thought it was fun. But dang it, we need Street Fighter to be seriously taken in live action. Have Ryu and Ken portrayed really well. Show why their story is cool. Show why all these other characters are cool. Good costume designs. Accurate. Nice sets. Cool stages. Smart camera work. Excellent fight choreography. Plenty of neat locales to check out. Darren Nye, this is the first time you're seeing it. Tsukino Ame also. Okay. Tamagotchi Life 2, Living the Dream. I feel like the anime, feel like anime is best for Street Fighter in general. I mean, Darren Nye, I don't know if you've seen Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, which came out like in 1994 or so, 1996. Something like that. That's a good movie. That's a really good movie. Petition to make Paul play through Sonic Forces. You know, we could do something like that. I need a capture card. And then we're talking. Do you expect Street Fighter to be better or worse than the first Bloodsport movie? So, if it's as good as Bloodsport, but gives a good amount of attention to this cast of Street Fighter characters, and like I said, it has to do a decent job at properly highlighting everybody because it's a pretty big cast. So it needs a runtime of, I think, 2 hours. You could go longer, I wouldn't mind, but you need to have like a 2 hour long film. If you're doing something like an hour 25 minutes, oof, I think that's gonna feel rushed. But if you have a 2 hour long film, give characters their respect, treat the source material seriously, but throw in some comedy because Street Fighter has comedic elements to it too, and make it as good as Bloodsport, then I think I'm going to be pretty happy with that movie. I need to know more about it and the direction. A trailer would help. I'm going to go ahead and say, because I'm optimistic, I'm going to say better than Bloodsport with Jean-Claude Van Damme from like 1989 or so. I like that movie a lot. Dank Meme Center X. There's limitations with a live adaptation of video game material that involves using key blasts, etc. Perhaps a series might be better than just a full-length film. There were a couple of different Street Fighter animated cartoons / animes. We had the US Street Fighter 1, we had the Street Fighter 2 V series. Probably the best adaptation of Street Fighter, as good as the animated movie was, is actually the Udon Comics line of Street Fighter. That's gotta be my favorite outside of the video games. Like, the Udon Comics line did it really well. There was an older comics line by Malibu Comics, and another one also. It's been done a few times, but Udon's done great work. Tamagotchi Life 2 is going to be like Christmas when it releases. Nice, Alchemy. Francois Duval, 2514, Yo PGN. 1 week till Switch 2. Round 2. All aboard the Bowser hype train. Oh, man. Next week at this time, we could be live streaming the Nintendo Direct together, or immediately following the Nintendo Direct, have a live stream. Maybe a live stream before, during, and after. I don't know, but like, it could be terrific. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I think every discussion after the Nintendo Direct is going to really be cool for quite a while, because we could say, immediately following the Direct, Nintendo Direct talk. What did we think? As like the subject title. And then we could have, different live streams throughout the week, kind of focusing on one game. Play the trailer, pause, rewind, talk about this, and now analyze it together, Oh. Tsukino, Ame, yes, I'm going to make Animal Crossing characters in my Tamagotchi Life when I get the game. Cool. Alchemy, Tamagotchi Life was your favorite game. Too bad my sister had the copy of the game and I'm always stealing it. Small little man, hello there. So is the Direct confirmed? Not yet. It is looking quite likely that it's still going to happen, though, Thursday or Friday. But not officially confirmed yet. Nintendo has not posted on X or their other social media platforms, hey, Nintendo Direct scheduled for September 11th or September 12th at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Nothing like that yet, You hope the direct is on Friday. I have a doctor's appointment on Thursday. I want to watch it live. Yeah. If you can't watch it live, oof, as tempting as it is, don't. I mean, my advice. Excuse me. My advice is if you can't make it live, don't get spoiled. While you're waiting in the lobby at the doctor's office, seeing your doctor, driving home, don't open up Instagram, YouTube, X, TikTok. Keep it down. Keep it down. Cover the screen a little bit. Go to Nintendo's YouTube page without officially having seen anything prior. Cover it kind of, just in case there's a thumbnail from another YouTube content creator, or if Nintendo made like an a la carte video, and then tap it, watch, boom, and experience it. Yeah. Small little man. Nintendo normally announces it the day before, right? More often than not, the day before. But they have given us plenty of time in advance too. You know, that has happened before. We've had a Nintendo Direct before with like a month's heads notice. We've had a Nintendo Switch 2 Direct with a couple of months notice. Thank Meme Center X. The job of going beyond video games is to try and get those people to get invested into the characters. Then those people are hooked for the next actual game. Do you see Netflix or Amazon pick Tekken? That would be good. Tekken has had some live action takes. Like in 2009, same year as Street Fighter, Legend of Chun-Li, there was a Tekken movie. Have we had anything since then? One Tekken live action movie, and then of course animated things. But Tekken could be cool if, like you said, Netflix or Amazon, somebody like that, took up the series, picked it up, did something like how Peacock is handling Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal is a good show on Peacock. I'm glad that it's back for season 2. When the first season ended, my wife and I were kind of like hooked, like, dang, we're waiting for more. Monsterverse. Or Monarch. Yeah, it's called Monarch. Monarch is a really good one. It's so good that, you know, my wife isn't as big on kaiju and King Kong and Godzilla as I am. Like, I'm really into it. She likes it, but not, like, to my levels. But she was a big fan of Monarch. So I'm like, dang. If you want to get someone involved, interested in King Kong, Godzilla, and all that Monsterverse stuff, watch Monarch with them. It's kind of like a Lost. Lost was an excellent show. Yeah. You're working your hardest not to get spoiled if the direct is Thursday. Wish me luck. I'll wish you luck. Although, well, we don't know what time it is. Like, there's a chance that the direct could be before your doctor appointment or after. But I know, yeah, more likely than not, of course, the universe is going to work out that it's right smack dab in the middle of your appointment. So hopefully not. Great idea. Yeah, watch the direct on Nintendo Today so you don't have to open social media. True. Bro, a lot of the time a direct is shovelware. Well, lots of shovelware. To be fair, even the app would spoil something with the calendar aspect, possibly. Egomaniac87, hi there, welcome. So, this Nintendo Direct, perhaps more so than any in quite a while, I'm expecting for a good amount of excellence, you know? It's just been a while since we've had one. Nintendo Switch 2 is hot. It's doing great sales out there. And yeah, we need to know some things. Metro Prime 4 Beyond release date. Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity release date. Is there going to be anything special shown off or done for the Super Mario Brothers 40th anniversary? How's Duskbloods coming along? When is Splatoon Raiders coming out? How about the release dates for Elden Ring? Let us see some, 007 footage on NS2. How about what quarter is Indiana Jones coming out on Nintendo Switch 2? There's plenty. And we'll have some surprises. Oh, I'm pumped. There's too much good stuff that even if there are a couple of things that aren't the most interesting, it's still going to be mostly new stuff. So it's going to satisfy someone. Shovelware is PC Gaming Show. September Direct is positioned more for the Tokyo home show audience with a heavy focus on Japanese studios with some chance of a Western announcement. Yeah, I think we're going to get a good display. I think some of the games that we would have expected otherwise to show up now, like, wait a minute, Capcom has a good relationship with Nintendo. There's no Monster Hunter presence yet. I'm not saying Monster Hunter is guaranteed going to happen next week, but this would be a good time for it. We're approaching, end of the year. Street Fighter 6 has performed really well on Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo and Capcom have a long history. All of the Resident Evil titles did well on Nintendo Switch, as did Monster Hunter Rise and such. Do you get the new Okami, Onimusha, Resident Evil Requiem? Do you get something wild and unexpected like a new Mega Man or something like that? Is Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta Snake Eater coming to Nintendo Switch 2? Will we see anything more from Microsoft? Rare Replay? Like, there's a lot. There's so much that we're not going to get this much, but there's like this much potential that even if you just get this, like, that's a lot of cool right there. Like, right there, that's quite a bit of fun. DG, Silk Song giveaway today? Maybe. If we hit that Nintendo $64 goal in super chats, gifted donos, subscriptions, we definitely give away the $10 eShop card. Could we say Silk Song instead? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. We could do that, perhaps. Let's see. I hope we get a direct next week because the internet will eat some people alive if not. Oh, so can you imagine all of this thought of, oh yeah, September 13th makes sense. Ooh, I heard September 11th. Oh, September 12th. Totally is going to be a thing. Oh, I heard this. And like everybody was wrong. Nobody had a gut feeling as much as everything made sense. Nope. Like, that would be pretty bad. I don't think that's going to be the case. But that'd be bad. They'll have something considering TGS happens right after. People expecting a direct 2 months ago was unreasonable. I didn't think we were going to get one, like, when it was speculated. Like, the system is hot. It's so new. We just got a console. We just had a direct. We just had a regular direct. We just had a Donkey Kong thing. We just got Mario Kart, for crying out loud. Like, we don't need super more now. Wait a little bit. Let the current games sell before introducing too much that then take people's mind space away from what's currently out there, like the Tony Hawk's coming out, the WWE coming out, Madden, etc. Let those games sell. Once Iwata died, sorry if I spelled that wrong. I felt like the end of an era. It was really sad to have Mr. Satoru Iwata pass. I met him several times over the years at E3, and he was really kind. nice enough to take pictures with me year after year, talk, even when he was busy going to a Nintendo meeting, still have a conversation. So I really appreciated that. And he had a really good vision for somebody so high up the chain at Nintendo to be so personable and have so much energy. Really quite unique. I got a PS Vita recently. Do you have any game recommendations? There are two Rayman games. I want to say Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends, but those are also on like Wii and Wii U. But if you don't have them yet, the PS Vita versions of those two Rayman games are good. Little Big Planet. I forgot the subtitle. Little Big Planet. Like if you just look up Little Big Planet, that's good. Oh, there's Labo going off. I imagine you probably have Final Fantasy X of some sort by now. Maybe Dang Beam Center X, or maybe not. I don't know. Oh, sorry, Small Little Man. Small Little Man. You asked the question about Vita. I only say I imagine you have Final Fantasy X at this point because it's been around for a long time and it's a good game. Then again, I don't know. I don't know your tastes, so maybe you've never played it. But Final Fantasy X in general is an excellent game, and on PS Vita it's also solid. Mortal Kombat, the 2011 kind of like remake version. If you don't have that for PlayStation 3 or Xbox 360, that's good. Yeah. Dang Meme Center X says Persona 4 Golden. Yeah. DG, let's try and reach $64 donated. Yeah. I agree. While he was good, the actual system philosophy halted Nintendo momentum and aided the bait for media and disingenuous people. Well, Nintendo, they've always operated with being a pioneer in the industry, you know? That's always been their thing. More often than not. And under Mr. Iwata's leadership, you saw a lot of good happen over the years. I mean, just look at Wii and DS, and to a lesser extent, 3DS. And though I oftentimes wonder how successful would Wii U have been if it came out like November 2010 without the gamepad and still costs the same price, because what you would be spending more on in that tech and that much power 2 years earlier, you'd be kind of trading off by not having to have the tech go into the gamepad and the R&D behind it. So here you'd have this $300 Wii successor in November 2010, in which now it would be positioned to be the most powerful console of that era for 3 years until PS4 and Xbox One came out. The vast majority of Wii's sales were sold in its first 4 years. It didn't nosedive, but it did significantly drop in regular sales after that 4-year mark, but continued to sell for another 2 plus, until Wii U came out and a little bit beyond. But Wii U might not have ended up hitting 101.63, but it could have ended up at like 94 or something like that. But then here you have Wii U. I don't think Wii U would have been a 12 million selling system. I think it could have been like a 40 million selling system. And then you have Wii U last from November 2010 until basically November 2016, and then that's when you've got Nintendo Switch come out. Something like that. Always easier said than done in retrospect. But yeah, I think Mr. Iwata led the company well. Market was changing. When DS came out, it predated smartphones. By the time 3DS came out, smartphones were already a thing for a good 4 years, so that made a difference. Industry was ready to go forth with that new leap in visuals, and PS4 and Xbox One they did that. Although you could look at how Xbox One kind of dropped the ball early on with some early announcements, DRM stuff, mandatory connect, and yeah, PS4 kind of took charge. But Nintendo bounced back, and Nintendo Switch was designed under Mr. Iwata's leadership. It's sad to see that he wasn't around to make it to the launch of the console, but yeah. What else we've got here? Good discussion so far. Do you think Sega Dreamcast is possible for NSO? Yes. In fact, I think that could be the next one. Let me get to that in a moment. Let me elaborate that on a moment. Reggie left. Yeah, Mr. G. Hi there. Welcome. So I think that Sega Dreamcast will either be the last thing added to the expansion pack portion, or there will be a new tier, and the new tier will be including stuff like Sega Dreamcast, eventually Wii, and DS. But that they still could end up adding something to the base, like TurboGrafx 16 or something like that, and maybe still something to the expansion pack like Sega Saturn, right? So maybe you give the basic Nintendo Switch online that comes with NES, Super NES, Game Boy, Sega Genesis. You give them TurboGrafx 16, but expansion pack that now it has Nintendo 64 and the Game Boy Advance. You give it Sega Saturn, and it already has Nintendo GameCube, and then maybe even one more like Dreamcast, but then it might get too much value, right? This is never a bad thing for us, but for the companies, you could see we're providing a lot. A third tier, it's a little bit more expensive, but you're getting Dreamcast and eventually Wii and DS. Dang. With all of the previous ones, of course, that would be a steal. I just want a wireless Sega Dreamcast controller in which on the back is printed made by Nintendo. That's pretty cool. Play Crazy Taxi on there. The first Soul Calibur. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Skies of Arcadia. Although you could play that on Nintendo GameCube if they bring that, but yeah, pretty cool stuff. On hiatus until further notice. Hi PGN, happy Lightning McQueen Day, 9/5/2025. Ah, cool. Definitely run by people who are definitely just want money, and it feels kind of like a loss of soul. Nintendo has quite a bit of charm to it. I mean, look at how much care they put into making sure we want our Mario movie to be a hit. We want our theme parks to have care and thought behind them. Hey, we're bringing out Zelda movie, and we're putting 51% of the money into it because we have faith in it. We want it to be right. We want to have some, controlling thoughts. We're going through with a Mario movie sequel. Look at just the games that they've put out over the last 8 years. Non-stop quality, in my opinion. It was thanks to Iwata why we got one of my favorite series of Game Style Savvy. I miss those games. Nintendo shouldn't have advertised the Wii U as a new controller. Ah, dang. Do you know how painful it was for me, video game journalist, long-time person in the industry, to be talking about Wii U at a family function back in like 2013. Here it's already been out for a year, and different folks at this like Thanksgiving event or whatever saying, isn't it just a controller for the Wii? I'm like, oh my gosh, how did Nintendo mess up the advertising with this? The base console looked a little bit too similar, even showing off the gamepad primarily at that E3 2011 and 2012 without focusing on the system or making the system look different and having the gamepad front and center. U in the title, though it made sense when Reggie talked about it. Wasn't something that was going to click eventually with other people, with the masses out there. Yeah, it was too bad. Wait, how do you gift memberships? Good question. So, right here at the bottom, if you click the $sign, it says super stickers, super chat, and membership gifting, which is buy memberships for viewers. If you click that bottom one, that's how you could do the memberships for viewers. And if you go to the youtube.com/@Paul Network main page, then you could click on how do you wish to subscribe to support the channel. Subscribe as a free member, and then there are different tiers, and the different tiers come with different cool things and stuff like that. The quantity of games increased tenfold, and they restore partnerships. Yeah, Nintendo Switch, in my opinion, is Nintendo operating at their peak. Mario Kart World seems terrible, and Sonic Racing Cross Worlds is definitely better. So I haven't played Sonic Racing Cross Worlds yet, but it does look good. But I can tell you, Mario Kart World is excellent. I own it. It's a lot of fun. So Mario Kart World is definitely a good quality, fun, pretty full experience of a game. But I'm not denying that Sonic Racing Cross Worlds isn't cool looking. I wish I got to play the testing, but I'll have to check it out. You would love PC Engine. That would be cool, like on NSO. They did open that network test. Yeah, I didn't get to play it. You played both in complete stage or just going off footage? I played them, and MKW clears it no sweat. With a third tier, I'd like to see something more like PS Plus, where they give out 3 free games a month. See, that's what we were talking about just a couple of live streams ago. Like, what if they included some Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch 2 current games, and they weren't like constantly available on the system, but for portions of time were? That would be pretty cool. That part of the NSO retro line never gets traction. Talked about like GBA, GameCube, N64, SNES. Sega has the library. Kind of makes you wonder, should they have allowed the option to buy the games? Maybe. And 2, maybe you get the obscure consoles like N-Gage or TurboGrafx 16. LOL, maybe. What's up, Gaming Mariner? Any good plans for the weekend? So far, I've got a birthday party that I'm going to tomorrow. I'm teaching a martial arts class tomorrow as well. And I think on Sunday, my family and we might go to the barn, visit some barnyard animals, cows and llamas and horses and sheep, pigs and stuff like that. Something cute and fun. Do you have any plans for the weekend? Do you even have Mario Kart World? Yeah, okay, you're talking amongst each other. Yeah, it's a really good game, actually. Nintendo keeps saying, look at what you could do with the gamepad when talking about Wii U. They did. They also had a difficult time getting into HD development. If you think about it, Microsoft, Sony, Capcom, Konami, Activision, all these companies started planning for HD development in like 2004 to go for the Xbox 360 and PS3, a couple of 720p primarily machines. Nintendo, though an amazing developer, didn't yet experience quite the demand of what is 1080p development until like 2009. That's a good 5 years behind. Or 2010. It's a good 6 years behind in getting ready for Wii U. So there were gaps. Now, the games were excellent. You can't deny Pikmin 3, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U as being awesome titles. Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze, Bayonetta 2, which they funded. Who didn't like those games? I sure had a good time. The wonderful 101 here, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe there. I had a really good time with the system, Xenoblade Chronicles X, Super Mario 3D World. No, I loved Wii U plenty, but Nintendo Switch definitely is, I think, Nintendo's best system ever. What do you think of the game key cards? I'm not keen on them personally. Darren Nye, they're not for me. If it's going to take up an equal amount of space on my hard drive, I might as well go with the convenience factor of just buying the game digitally. Though I do get for folks that might want to sell the game later, lend it to a friend, a game key card is a decent solution, but it shouldn't be a replacement for physical. It should just be an alternative. $60 for digital, $60 for game key card, $70 for pure cartridge. Advertise that in the stores. Just do it. Just do it. Or 70, 70, 80, whatever, you know? That guy B, hey everyone, welcome. Was it a struggle to get to 4K or a decision? That difficulty in jump from 1080p to 4K wasn't as pronounced as going from 480p on Wii to 1080p on Wii U. That was a bigger leap forward in Nintendo understanding just how many more assets are required for HD development now than, 480p gaming on Wii. Even though 4K is, a substantial leap, what also benefited them was the Nintendo Switch generation lasted so freaking long, over 8 years as opposed to Wii's 6 years, that they were able to start earlier in development for Nintendo Switch 2 during Nintendo Switch's life because it lasted so long, you know what I mean? Wii U had great games, yep. Hope everyone's day is going well, yep. So far so good, hope you're doing well. Sounds like a busy weekend for you. As for myself, taking my niece and nephew to the beach. Thanks for asking. Oh, you're welcome. The beach is cool. That should be fun. I hope you have a good time. Whether you hop in the water and go boogie boarding and stuff like that, or just enjoy the sand or making the sand castle, that should be dope. Okay, we have our options now. I'll get to a couple more questions / comments, and then we'll go over what's next. Game Freak still trying to get over the 240p development cycle. That's pretty funny. Oh man, that's pretty funny. Dang, that's pretty good. I love Daemon X Machina on Switch OG. Why is the sequel run subpar 30 frames per second on Switch 2? Oh, could be a patch that's necessary. For better or worse, for better, gaming companies have so many options these days, unlimited really, to improve their games by patching them after release. That's for the better. For the worse is the fact that it means you might not have the best quality product at launch, and that could turn off some people. Okay, let's get into one of two things. One, we could have our little workout portion right now if some of you want to actually join me. That means we won't be typing on the keyboard for a few minutes, and I'll just lead you on a little light cardiovascular routine, very light calisthenics to get you up and at it, working out, and do a little bit something different. That's option number one. Option two, if you're not all down for a workout, we'll just hop right into the Street Fighter movie and talk about the cast. But before we do that, I will say this just as a reminder. These streams are intended to be Nintendo 64 minutes in length. So we have 21 minutes to go before the stream ends. A way how to extend the streams is by super chats, subscriptions, gifted subs. So maybe I'll put a poll up. Do you want to work out or do you want to go over the Street Fighter movie? Because one is exercise, making you get up, potentially sweat. You might not be down with that, or you might be like, yeah, I could go for a workout. That sounds good. And for some of you, might be like, oh no, let's actually get into the game stuff. I want to see the movie. But maybe you don't care about the Street Fighter movie. I don't know. I do. because I'm a big Street Fighter fan. So let me put up a poll, see what you would like to do, and we'll just go with that. Okay, we'll see how this poll goes. Egomaniac, you're dashing now. I'll have to watch it do it later. Yeah, you can't exactly. I mean, if you're driving, you definitely can't. I mean, I guess you could like take the food that you picked up, put it on someone's doorstep, take a photo of it, and then start doing jumping jacks on their front porch or something. They might think you're crazy, but you might go viral because maybe you'll get picked up on their Ring camera or something like that for doing like push-ups in their driveway, and they'll be like, "Dang, this DoorDasher is pretty dope, dude. I don't know what's his deal, but yeah, he dropped off this food and just started working out. I've never seen it before." All while there was some guy in the background saying Hadouken. We can make it happen. J Biggs, Mr. NY for life. Hey everyone. While the chat votes, I'll look over a couple of things. Talking back and forth amongst each other regarding Daemon X Machina. Yeah, it should be performing better, but maybe a patch will do that. I say it like this. That's all that's needed is a patch. Easier said than done. I'm not the one putting it together, but that would help. It's possible. If I caught someone doing that on my recap, I'm calling 911. And today's day, instead of being heralded as a hero, someone who's motivating. Dang, this guy just dropped in my driveway and started doing crunches. Instead, you look like someone who's on something. What a shame. Johan S. Nintendo Direct in 7 days. Yes. 6 or 7 days. I can't freaking wait. I'm so excited. I played the demo. It's okay to me. I only have a Switch 2. See, I played the Daemon X Machina Titanic Scion demo as well on Nintendo Switch 2. And frame rate wise, I didn't have any problems. It didn't bother me. Now, whether the game is super fun, high quality, oh my gosh, amazing or not, that remains to be seen. I thought it was pretty good. Pretty good as far as the game itself goes. But also, no problem at all when it comes to the performance. Then again, I don't have the full game. I don't know what it's like from that regard, Pokemon Fan 34. Hi there. Risky, where's your cat? He's actually right here. He's actually right there. He was here earlier and he just hopped up there and he went behind Godzilla and he looked outside the window and now he's laying down. Sean Black, hi there. Welcome. Pokemon Fan 34, LOL. Regarding the troll. Okay, let's see. Dang. The chat is split 50-50. Woo. 50-50. Well, the stream ends in 15 minutes. And it looks like we're not going to have an eShop giveaway or a Hollow Knight Silk Song giveaway. Whoever donates, I will subscribe to you. Your subscription counts as a donation, by the way, because whether you subscribe at the like base tier, which is $1 a month, or any of the other tiers, that goes towards, the gold status. But no one ever needs to. This is a free live stream. Donations are appreciated. That's always fun, but never needed. It does something cool for the community though, because then we get to give away, eShop cards, stuff like that. But it's all good. Risky is okay to be disappointed. Gaming Mariner. Missed John, the previous Nintendo Byte podcast on Wednesday. Will you be on this week's podcast? Always enjoy your takes and responses to the topics discussed. Thanks, Gaming Mariner. I'm sure I could talk with Nate. I mean, he has always welcomed me on it. And if I wanted, he would have me on every Wednesday's episode. Usually Wednesday nights I'm working. So that's kind of why I'm not, on there. Would he take on another full-time podcast member? Maybe. But, he always welcomes me, and I know I'm always welcome. And I like Nate and Eric. They're cool guys. And Thunderstash and Gamebird. They're all good, in my opinion. Cool dudes. We all click well. So I like to be on as often as possible. And even if I can't stay for the full 4 hours because they go pretty late because family responsibilities and stuff like that, it's still good to go on whenever I can. And probably a little bit more often would be more fun, honestly. Okay, I think we're gonna do workout. But let me go over these real quick. Tried the demo on Switch 2 and PS5. Both look good, but the frame rate was better on PS5. Hopefully it'll be patched. Yeah, Darren and I think the Nintendo Direct will be announced on Tuesday. Did they show the casting already? Emiro. I have the casting right here. Maybe we'll end up doing both. I just put up a poll. Do you want to go over the casting details or exercise? And exercise beat out casting by a little bit. So I guess we'll go in that order. We'll do a little workout together, and then we'll go over the cast. Would you consider Ring Fit Adventure a decent workout game? Yeah. Or just a charade on light exercise? No, it's actually really good. It's fun because the world that Nintendo built is actually cool and engaging. The exercises are technically quite sound. The Ring Fit device itself is pretty sturdy. You start pushing it in, you are working your chest. You start pulling it away from each other enough, you can start feeling it in your delts. You throw that thing above your shoulder, you can feel a little bit of a shoulder workout. You put it between your legs, you actually are feeling a little bit of a, hip adductor workout. The jogging in place with the other strap on your leg, it's motivating you to jump up. Doing abs and keeping your legs up straight, doing the squats and how low you're bending. Ring Fit Adventure is a really good quality workout device, but also a very fun and engaging workout setup to keep you motivated to exercise. Okay, since we only have 11 minutes left in the stream, and it's not looking likely that we're going to have the eShop gift card giveaway, let's do our little bit of a workout. 56% of the chat voted exercise. We'll just see what you think of a little bit of something. So, do you have to exercise right now with me? No. Could you still go ahead and type in the chat? Yeah. But you have an opportunity to get in a few minutes of workout today, so let's do it. I'm going to move my chair out of the way. We'll see if I need to adjust the camera slightly, or if you're okay the way you are. So, get up, stand up, stop chatting, stop typing for a minute. And I gotta make sure I have enough space. It's a little bit of a different setup than when I was on Nintendo Prime streams, because on Nintendo Prime streams I had my phone up here and I was able to position it differently. But you gotta make do with what you've got. Different position. Everybody, 20 jumping jacks. Ready? And let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. A little bit of cardio. How you feeling? We're going to go scissor jacks, which is back and forth. Also 20 times. This one's going to take a little bit longer. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. Feeling it? Arm circles going forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A little bit of a stretch. Lift up your left arm, grab it across your chest, pull it in, hold it. A little bit of a static stretch. Not quite workout, but still helping your mobility. Switch. Right arm up across your chest, pull in. Some of you might have felt a little crack in your back. A little bit of spine therapy right there. Not bad. Okay. Starting with your left leg, open up your hip from in to out. We're going to do that 10 times together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, with your right leg kind of going inwards to outwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay. You got a little bit of a warm-up, a little bit of a stretch. Now, let's do some actual exercise, okay? Maybe that was exercise for you. I mean, to be fair, it is exercise for you, for me, for everybody, but something a little bit tougher. I want you to get your feet a couple of shoulder distances apart, and I want you to put your toes out like this, like a 45-degree angle. We're going to go butt backwards with a light squat. Don't let your knees go past your toes. It's butt backwards. We're only going to go for 10 wide squats. Ready? Like this. 1, 2, 3. Almost parallel. You don't have to go lower. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And hold it there for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Stand up. That last one got you a little bit, right? Now, we're going to do a very light shoulder workout. This is lighter than the normal light, but it's going to be okay for now, okay? You'll see what I mean in just a moment. Everyone stick your arms out like this. You can see arms are completely out, okay? So it looks like that. Arms are out, and I want you to do 30 small arm circles going forward. Whatever you do, do not put your arms down until I'm done with you. Ready? Small circles forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and backwards for 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, 30 jumping jacks without the jumping. You're going to bring your arms up and then down to parallel. 1, 2, just like that. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Halfway there. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. How does that feel? So we did a very small shoulder workout. Usually light is 180. We did 90. And we did a very small leg workout where we're going to do one more set of those wide squats. So feet a little bit more than shoulder width apart, toes pointing out, butt backwards 10 times. The last one, holding it for 10 seconds. And go. 1, 2, 3, a little bit faster this time, you might notice. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold there. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come up. Cool. So that's a little workout. Enough to get your heart pumping. Healthy to do so. I am a karateka. Yes. MP. I. Kumu Amabu. Did I say that right? M. Pekmum Ambu. M. Pekmum Ambu. Hopefully I said that right. Let's see. Yvonne Francois. Hi there. That guy B saying hi right back. And cool. Okay. The stream's going to end in 3 minutes, unless if we have any kind of super chat to extend it, subscription, dono, etc. But we have enough time that we can go over the Street Fighter movie list. Always on deck. Some of that was difficult. Thanks for the encouragement. You're welcome. You know, everyone's got to start somewhere. There's a good way to exercise and a bad way. The good way is just doing something. The bad way is not doing anything. But it goes a little bit deeper than that. The good way is doing it properly, what works for your body. The bad way is trying to push yourself too hard and then getting injured, because that sucks and you don't want that. So what we did was on the lighter side, but not easy necessarily. Like when you get to that shoulder stuff, oh, that could burn. That leg stuff, oh, that might get you, you know. But you did it. And that was good. And if you like that, that's kind of the intention, is to do more of these. Is there another stream later? Small Little Man? Yes. There'll be another stream probably around 3:30 or so this afternoon Pacific time. So that's like 3:30 Pacific, 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern. Tsukino Ame, your heart is moving. Good workout. Heck yeah. By the way, Square Enix already said FF7 Part 3 and Kingdom Hearts 4 are still happening. Do you think both won't be released until next systems? Are they waiting for PS6 and Xbox 5? I think there might be plans for them to dual launch and come out on next generation platforms also. But I think that all three 10th generation consoles, including Nintendo Switch 2, PlayStation 6, and the next Xbox, will likely have FF7 Part 3 and Kingdom Hearts 4. But that also the 9th gen platforms in PS5 and Xbox Series will still get them. Because Square Enix knows the value of Nintendo Switch 2 in Japan. And if you're a third-party developer, you cannot not have your big games on Nintendo Switch or Nintendo Switch 2 in Japan, at least not for long if you seriously want to sell them, because that's the only viable console really in that country. The burning feels good though. Heck yeah, Small Little Man. Okay, stream's ending almost now, 64 minutes, but you know what? Let's go over this Street Fighter movie list. We've got our look at Ryu right here, Andrew Koji. I've seen his work a little bit. I don't know of too many movies. I can't actually name any movies off the top of his head, but I've seen him around. So, yeah, looks like he could be good for the role. Noah Centineo as Ken. I can't picture him in a film that I've seen off the bat, but I saw him recently showing like his physique, and okay, he's got good musculature, so cool. Kalina Liang as Chun Li. Uh, she's recognizable, but I don't know if I've seen her in any movies that really stand out, or with some of these actors on this list, as you're about to see, I'm like, I don't really know them for sure, but I've likely seen them in something. It's just, oh, I didn't know that was their name, or oh, that was the movie. That's kind of like the first three right here. Cody Rhodes as Gale. Okay, I am familiar with Cody Rhodes because being a WWF, WWE fan, I know who this is. And I mean, he even has, an American flag tattoo kind of right here, and Guile does right there and there. So, yeah, I think Cody Rhodes is going to be good. He put up a picture on Instagram with his hair like up here, and it was a shadow shot of it on the ground. So that could be all right. I like that. Orville Peck as Vega. So he's a musician, if I'm not mistaken, and like his gimmick, his thing is he always wears a mask, I think. So as long as they wear the proper mask, as long as he's got this kind of mask on, can he act well? I don't really know. I'm going to trust the process in all of this, but okay. Will he have a Spanish accent or something like that, like Vega? I don't know. 50 Cent as Balrog. So I'm familiar with 50 Cent. He's got some pretty good muscle mass on him. Will he do the iconic haircut? I wonder. Okay, I can see it. Jason Momoa as Blanca. I like Jason Momoa. He's very charismatic, very fun. His role as Aquaman was great. Him in, oh, jeez, Game of Thrones, also really good. I'm looking forward to Jason Momoa quite a bit as Lobo in Supergirl next year. Will they paint him kind of a greenish yellow? I'm curious, but I like him as like a wild Blanca. Vidyut Jamwal as Dalzim. I don't know him off the top of my head. He looks familiar, so I wouldn't be surprised if I've seen him in some movies, but I'm not sure. But I did see a picture of him online from something, and he's quite fit, so I guess he could portray Dalsim all right. Olivier Richters as Zangief, the Geef, Zangief. He looked pretty tall from that set photo. He's got the facial hair, but I mean, anyone could get facial hair, so whether or not they give him the mohawk remains to be seen. Oh, I don't know about his like mass and stuff, but hey, put on the mask. Will he have a Russian accent? Can he do one? Is it natural? I don't know, but all right. Hiroki Goto as E Honda. Not someone I'm familiar with. I don't recognize him, but maybe I've seen him in something. David Dastmalchian. David Dastmalchian. I recognize this guy. I recognize this actor. I wouldn't have been able to call out his name if I saw him, but I'm like, oh, I've seen him around as M. Bison. Cool. Roman Reigns as Akuma. I'm familiar with Roman Reigns quite a bit, much like Cody Rhodes, WWE wrestler, old school WWF, although he came around in the WWE era, as Akuma. He does kind of have the longer hair and could do the whole top knot sort of Akuma kind of do. So you dye it red and stuff. He's big, physical, pretty tall. He could do Akuma. Andrew Schultz as Dan Hibiki, another person who I recognize wouldn't have been able to pick out his name necessarily, but as a comic relief kind of guy, Dan Hibiki. All right. Eric Andre as Don Savage. I know Eric Andre. Well, not personally, but I recognize him. I know who he is. And he's funny. So being Don Savage. Don was the ring announcer in Street Fighter V. Street Fighter 4 for Zangief. His stage. Mel Jarnson is Cammy. Okay. She looks like a Cammy. Not familiar with her work, but I recognize her. I mean, I don't recognize her, but I recognize her as a good Cammy. Reina Vallandigham. Reina Vallandigham as Julie. Okay. She looks like she could be a good Julie, yeah, from Street Fighter Alpha 3. Yeah, don't know who she is from past movies, but cool. Alexander Volkanovsky as Joe. They're going pretty old school with this. Joe is an OG Street Fighter from Street Fighter 1, pre-Street Fighter 2, before the series got mega popular. And Alexander Volkanovsky is an acclaimed MMA fighter. So fighting in UFC, he'll be able to have some good, authentic move sets in the movie. And that's it. Pretty interesting cast. Some names I know, some names I don't. But looking at everybody, I'm like, I could see it happening. Give it a good budget. Give it a good story. Make sure that each of these characters has a nice amount of screen time, and we're set. Let's see. Pokemon fans stunned. Rizky saying you have no power here. Also, why is the main character in Street Fighter movie Ken and not Ryu? It doesn't look like it's Ken and not Ryu. They're starting off with Ryu first, then they're showing Ken second, Chun-Li third, Gale fourth. So that's kind of, to me, showing that they're acknowledging Ryu and Ken as probably the main characters in Street Fighter lore, with Chun-Li and Gale kind of having that secondary position, tertiary fourth position, you know? Now, does that mean that it's going to be an exact order like this all the way through? Not necessarily. We'll see, but I don't know if we can get that decision or get that... I don't know if we can draw that conclusion that Ken is more of a main character in the movie than Ryu based off of this. That's just bad decision. I don't think so necessarily. Boo Mini, hi there, welcome. Boo, I hope you had a good time. You popped in either while I was doing the live workout, and if so, I hope you enjoyed the workout session, or you hopped in while I was going over the Street Fighter list. Michael Gutmann, hey chat and Polygon Network. I've been playing Silksong, nice. It's so good and looks amazing. I love the new mechanics and some of the abilities. Very good to hear. Tsukino Ame. Okay, talking to Michael Gutmann. Darren Knight. It was Ryu and Ken as playable characters in the first Street Fighter. Yeah. So you definitely expect them to be at the top of any Street Fighter movie, probably. They weren't really at the top, however, of the 1993 Street Fighter live action movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme, but in general, Ryu and Ken are kind of the top dogs. Okay, well, that was a fun stream, going over Hollow Knight Silksong a bit, talking about the Nintendo Direct a bit. We got in our live workout session for the first time during one of these streams. Hopefully you had a good time. Got in a nice exercise. Boo Mini, you got here during the Street Fighter list, but you hope others enjoyed the workout. Yeah, I hope Boo Mini, you'll be back for. I know you'll be back. I see you around often enough, and you always have a good attitude when you come in here, and I appreciate that. So I know you'll be back and probably partake, hopefully, in one of the future workouts. But yeah, a couple of people did sound off saying, hey, it was a little bit tough, but thanks for the motivation. A couple other folks said, oh, I'm feeling it. Someone else said, hey, got my heart pumping, feel good. So that was good to hear. Okay, I guess that's it for this morning's kind of bonus stream. I'll be back on later today, and then I'll also be on for the podcast at 5:30. Will we do martial arts again pre-podcast in that stream? Maybe, but if not, it'll be definitely a little bit more of a video game centered stream. We'll see if any more news comes out today, depending on who shows up. We could go over the Street Fighter list again, or we could be talking about a variety of different things. But expect another stream later today, followed by some podcast time. But okay, I'll give it a minute to see if anybody wishes to extend. Otherwise, I think that's it for today, or for now. I can't make it tonight, but see you Sunday. See you Sunday, Michael Gutmann. I hope you have a good rest of today and majority of the weekend, and see you next time. Thank you all for being here, for watching. Oh, while I'm here, let's see. What's the word on here? Mike Odyssey with an update. Close to 1,000 new subscribers in just the last week. Very cool. That's good to see. Okay, got a couple of things that I'll check out later on X. Okay, that's it then. Thanks all for watching one more time. I appreciate it. Fun conversation. You all have a good rest of your day. Some of you, maybe I'll see back tonight in my stream or in the podcast. Maybe we'll do another eShop gift card giveaway. Maybe we'll bust out the chance for Hollow Knight Silksong, but time will tell. Till then, though, stay safe, stay healthy. Get some water